everyone, welcome back to Yoga by Stephanie Mia. I know we all have those days when you don't really want to move, but we know it's necessary. So when you're ready, hop onto your mat, we'll get started. When you're ready, come to stand at the back of your mat. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Hold it and exhale, hinge at the hips, arms come down. In your forward fold, you can go ahead and hug your elbows, dropping the head, having a nice stretch in your upper back. Inhale, bring the arms up and over once again, repeating the process. And exhale, hinge at the hips, bend in the knees, drop the head, hug the elbows. We are going to spend some time in forward fold. So when you're ready and comfortable, plant the palms, keep the head down, and heel toe the legs about hip-width distance apart. And then you can go ahead and generously bend the knees and straighten. Find your in range, what's comfortable. There should be no pain, no force. Just listen to your body and what you need. We're going to go ahead and walk the palms out into our first plank of the practice. And don't worry, we won't be here long. And then you're going to slowly lower to your belly. You can bring your knees down to support you. And then drop your chest to the mat. Good job. From here, we're going to come up into a nice cobra. Really enjoy the stretch here as you take your time and drop your head back. Really marinating in this stretch. Inhale and exhale. We're going to come back down onto our chest. Curl the toes under. Come up into a plank and transition straight away into your downward facing dog. You're going to rest in this pose and we're going to start pedaling the legs right and left and right. Good job. Here we're going to go ahead and walk the palms back to our feet and come once again into our forward fold. Hug the elbows and rock from side to side, bending the left leg, then bending the right leg. The opposite leg is being straightened as you bend one leg. So alternate as you go, bend that left leg, straighten the right, bend the right, and straighten the left. Remember to keep breathing here. And on an inhale, we rise up, arms come over once again. And exhale as we hinge at the hips, drop back into our forward fold. We're going to once again walk out into our plank, bend at the knees, and drop onto our bellies. Coming into a nice cobra stretch once again. Enjoy the stretch in cobra pose. Breathe in and exhale, drop to your belly, curl the toes under, come into a plank and then send it back into your downward facing dog. We're gonna stay here for 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then you're gonna go ahead and bend those knees. Look forward and jump towards the top of your mat. Nice. Inhale, arms come all the way up. Hold it and exhale, arms come down. Nice. Continue breathing here. Appreciate the stillness, and then when you're ready, pick up that right leg, send it back. You're in your high lunge. Arms drop and come all the way up and over. Big inhale, and you exhale, opening up to warrior 2. Look towards your front arm, drop the knee, sink a little deeper in this posture. Continue your nice steady breath here as we drop that left elbow onto your left thigh. Send the right hand up and over, a nice line here, a nice stretch in the right side of your body. I'm going to flip that to come into peaceful warrior, gently resting that right hand on the back leg, and the left hand comes up and over as well. Continue to master your breath here. I'm going to pivot on that back leg, coming back into a sort of high lunge. I'm going to bend that leg and take it straight up into warrior 3 with airplane arms, and then transition straight into standing at the top of our mat in mountain pose. Prayer arms. We're going to lift that left leg and then send it back to repeat on the other side. Hold that high lunge as we move to open up to warrior 2, looking towards that front arm, and we pivot to come into our peaceful warrior, dropping the left hand on the back leg and stretching through the right side of the body. Hold this for 1 more second and then come back to your side angle, dropping the right elbow onto the right knee and stretching through the left side of the body. Inhale, and on that exhale, you're going to come back once again into peaceful warrior, dropping the left hand on the left leg and stretching again through the right side of your body. Pivot on that back leg, come onto your toes, and then arms come to the side in airplane arms as you shift your weight onto that front leg, coming to warrior 3, extending the arms out in front of you, and then moving towards mountain pose, palms to the chest in prayer pose. Nice. Bend the elbows, lift the arms up and over, come into a nice stretch overhead, and back to prayer pose. Generous bend in the knees as we do this once again. Arms come up and over. This time we're going to bend, hinge at the hips, plant the palms onto the mat and step the right leg back. And then move to step the left leg back. We aren't going to be in this plank for long. 1 more breath, and then we begin to lower onto our bellies. Come onto your knees if you need to, that's no problem. Uncurl the toes and come into a nice cobra stretch. Drop the head back, and then inhale, come onto your belly. Come to the top of a push-up, exhale, back into your downward facing dog, and begin to pedal the legs right and then left. Continue to go at your own pace, really enjoying this nice stretch, this nice resting pose. Walk the arms backward into your forward fold, and again hug the elbows just as we did at the beginning of practice. We're almost towards the end, keep with it. I know today's probably a low energy day. Inhale, arms come all the way up, and then exhale, drop the arms, pass the hands behind your back, and then we're going to sink the hips down, coming into a sort of chair pose variation. Keep your chest open here, shining your heart towards the sky or the ceiling, having a nice bend in your spine, bend in the knees, dropping those hips for 1 more second, and then release the arms, carrying them straight overhead as we come into our typical chair pose, sinking the hips even further towards the floor, and then we're going to drop the palms to the floor. You can either have a micro bend in the knee or straighten those legs for a deeper stretch. We can begin to bend the right knee, and then when you're ready, move on to the left. Go at a very slow pace, go at your own pace. Not rushing, not straining, not forcing your body to do something it's just not ready for or comfortable with. When you're ready, look ahead and walk the palms out. We're going to come back into the top of our plank and then slowly take it towards the floor. Of course, you can bend the knees for support. Uncurl the toes and come up into our cobra pose once again. Nice stretch in that back. Exhale as we come back onto our belly. Inhale as we lift up into that plank, and exhale as we take the hips up and back into our downward facing dog once again. Breathe in and exhale. Walk the legs as wide as your yoga mat as you prepare to sink the hips and drop into a nice yogi squat. We're almost there, stick with it. Use your upper arms to push against your knees, deepening that stretch, opening up through the hips and the inner thighs. Take a couple more breaths here. Drop your head, close your eyes. Try to relax in this pose. And when you're ready, drop onto your bum and come to sitting on those hip bones on your mat. Wiggle those toes, get comfortable in this posture as we get prepared to bend our right leg and straighten our left leg. Arms come up and overhead, and we lead with our belly, bringing our belly to the top of our thighs, and then dropping our head to our knees and wrapping our palms around our feet, having a nice deep stretch here. The point of this is to feel as if your belly is leading towards your thighs. So yes, you may have a slight curve in your back, but your head is the last thing to drop. What you're focusing on is tilting that pelvis towards the floor and dropping your belly on top of your thighs. When you're ready, of course, rotate to the other side so the other side can also benefit from this nice deep stretch. We are slowing down now. Enjoy the breath, enjoy the stillness. And when you're ready, we take it back to sit cross-legged in the middle of our mat. Palms on the mat behind us, chest shining towards the sky. We close our eyes, having nice full breaths here. Follow me. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, arms come all the way up, and exhale, prayer arms. Thank you for joining me in this practice. This has been a pleasure. I will see you in the next video. Namaste.